following announcement has been paid for by the
new force order.
Hey yo, it's your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
Read the headband, destroy him.
It's your boy GGP, aka Greek God Papadon, and you're watching the new Force Order NFO podcast, baby.
When you're NFO, you're NFO
For life.
Force order.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Jedi, Sith, Twi'leks, Mandalorians, and everything in between to another exciting, action-packed, fully stacked, freshly haircut, and totally jacked edition of the new Force Order
for life.
podcast. It's a Star Wars podcast by the three of us, the New Force Order, a.k.a. the fans. You have the Doc, the Butcher, the Greek, and we're presenting this glorious show to you, the Moof Milkers, a.k.a. the fans. I am 1/3 of your hosts. I am a professional wrestler, a multi-time champion in a galaxy far, far away, current heavyweight champion in 3 different promotions, a comic book artist, and my name is GGP, aka Greek God Papadon. Alongside with me, I have a witty, pretty, kung fu grip having medical droid who likes to steal the thunder like it's going out of business like toilet paper. And I have a mean, vindictive, malicious Sith Lord. Smarten them up, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the asshole who forgot to plug in his microphone but just took care of it. The Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sith Ari, the Rampaging Reverend Kiss, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, the god of steel and thunder. And the guy who this week realized who the true evil mastermind behind the Empire and the rise of the First Order was.
Here it comes. I know
that bitch Carol Baskin!
Alex Arroyo. LOD Pop.
man.
She definitely took care of business when it came to her husband and fed her to the lions. That's just my opinion. So we don't want to get sued here. Sue me for what? So allegedly.
Listen, let's take a sidebar for a second. That show was fucking ridiculous.
They're doing another episode.
I know, I heard top to bottom. It's like watching a car crash into a train, into a plane, into a fucking X-Wing, into a Death Star. It's just over and over and over again. Hilarious.
Insane, bro. Insanity. Fucking insanity.
Loved it. Every minute of it.
Oh yeah.
Listen, man, it's a car wreck. It's a shit show. You can't stop watching. I mean, you have a homosexual mullet-wearing, gun-toting Oklahomian tiger master king, and then you have some murderous, vindictive, probably a Sith Lord. That's why Spiro can relate with her.
Yeah.
Chick down in Florida, and then you have another guy who rides an elephant and has a harem of women. And what's the key to all this? Tigers. Not Tony the
Fucking tigers, bro.
But tigers, brother. And, don't get me wrong. They're beautiful animals. I would love to own a tiger. But
for $2,000, you can.
Yeah, listen, bro. For $2,000, I'd rather buy some Sideshow collectibles. or some gentle giant statues. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't have the room for it. You have to have the room for those things. You can't keep them in a cage, and you have to feed them. Shit, I got 2 monsters upstairs. They're eating me out of house and home. And
$70,000 a year, they said, potentially.
70 grand, that's peanuts. My boys are eating me out of house and home way more than that. And they're not even teenagers yet. Spirit knows the deal.
Oh, yeah. But listen, man, who would have thought that the zoo business was so fucking cutthroat, man? Jesus Christ, man.
Hey, Rock, insane. Take her to the zoo. I heard retards like the zoo. Oh, tremendous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, if you haven't realized it by now, if you're a first-time listener, this is a Star Wars podcast. But our show is not like any other show, meaning that we don't paint by the numbers. We're not very PC. We all grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and we're not changing who we are or our comedic preferences or our verbiage for anybody or anything, unless the price is right. But that's another story for another time. On this show, the New Force Order, we can guarantee you 2 things. Number 1, you will never get clickbait material from us. You'll only get what we feel is quality news, and we will not try to get ourselves over on Star Wars. We will get Star Wars more over with you, the fans. And the second thing you can count on is that Revan is not canon.
Yes. Well, that was that
allegedly, man.
Speaking of clickbait.
Hold on a second. What do you think is a better probability? What do you think is more probable?
I was just gonna say it.
That she fed her husband to the lions, the tigers, or that Revan's gonna become canon? We should do a poll. See who's more over.
I was just gonna say, man, it's a travesty that a Star Wars show shows that murderous cunt more respect than our great Sith Lord.
Whoa, hold on a second. We didn't mention Hillary Rodham Clinton. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's the other one, but you know.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one that feeds people to tigers.
Shit, she feeds them into fucking straight up acid, bro. Tubs of acid. Allegedly.
Listen, I don't have any red scarves or doorknobs in my house that I'm gonna hang myself off of. So if this happens, I got set up. But anyway, what were you gonna say, Doc?
I was going to say, speaking of clickbait, you guys got me good this week. You passed.
We get you good every week because we put you on the show. Anyway.
Yes, since episode 7, which is the greatest episode of the show. Anyway, you guys passed that article around where it said that because of the quarantine, Disney Plus is putting out the original Star Wars movies, the way they were first theatrically released. And I read the article and I was excited. It talked about, the Emperor being a woman with fucking monkey eyes and, Yub Nubs and Sebastian Shaw ghosts and, different crate dragon fucking sounds. And then I get to the bottom and I didn't realize you guys sent it on April 1st. And it broke my fucking heart because it was not true. But now there's a petition out there, which I signed, by the way, to get this happening and get Disney Plus to re-release the theatrical versions of the Star Wars trilogy, the OG trilogy. And I'm actually pretty excited about that because I think if they did, it's not going to take away from the special editions. It just gives you another option, another vantage point, and to see how the evolution of Star Wars happened. So I think it's a great idea if they actually did that.
Why? What's better than Star Wars?
More fucking Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Amen.
Well, yes, sir.
As good as that news may be, okay, I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm always honest with you guys. So I'm going to let you know on a little secret. I'm going to break down the fourth wall, break a little kayfabe, brother,
if you will.
I didn't read the article.
Oh.
So I actually got fooled too after people were like, haha, April Fools. They're very nice, Jimmy, or pop it on. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's not a real article. Shit, I got because I got excited because I know what's his name. J.J. Abrams and Jon Favreau were asking Lucas to release him, give Disney the opportunity to release him. Originally 20th Century Fox had the rights to him. And now that Disney owns 20th Century Fox, now Disney has the rights. So we may see it. Who knows? I agree with you, Doc. Don't take anything away. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. For as good news that is, there's some bad news. And during these strange and hard times that we're living through right now, some news came out that Mark Hamill, you may know him as Lucas Starkiller. No, I'm kidding. Luke Skywalker. He said farewell to Star Wars in a touching letter to the fans. Did you guys read about this?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yes, it was included in the box set for Skywalker.
You mean Star Wars?
Oh, was it Star Wars or was it Rise of Skywalker?
No, Star Wars. I thought it was that 4K.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
What's a Star Wars, guys?
I don't know. As long as we're living long and prosper, that's all that matters.
Oh, God.
Shout out to Triple D, Demetrius Zordos, at Dippin' Donuts. Anyhow, here's the letter. It says, "What an extraordinary journey it's been." Back in 1976, when Carrie, that's Carrie Fisher, a.k.a. Princess Leia, Harrison Ford, a.k.a. Han Solo, and I were, not me, Papadon, but Luke Skywalker, a.k.a. Mark Hamill. Some of our fans are very slow, so I just got to explain it to them. And I were testing for our roles in what was then called The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, as taken from the Journey of the Wills, Saga 1, The Star Wars. There's no way we could have known when an incredibly rich and imaginative set of adventures this obscure little space movie would launch, inspiring 8 more chapters to tell the entire Skywalker story. For some of you, that journey began with us over 40 years ago, inviting Star Wars into your lives from the seats of just a few dozen theaters in its first days of its release. For others, you may have joined us somewhere along the way, from the harrowing saga, or the way George Lucas likes to say it, saga, of young Anakin's descent to the dark side in the prequel trilogy, or the introduction of an entirely new generation of heroes in the sequel trilogy. As Carrie once said, Star Wars is about family. And that is what we have all become. One giant community that shares the common experience of these stories and the fundamental values they instill in us. Whether you're a relative newcomer to the Star Wars galaxy or a longtime UPF, ultra passionate fan, I am deeply thankful for your continued enthusiasm and dedication to George's faraway galaxy, which will continue to grow with new storytellers building an even bigger galaxy filled with heroes, villains, action, romance, and of course, the Force. May the Force be with you always. Mark Hamill. Well, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Until they back up the Brinks truck.
Exactly.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Exactly.
So, listen, man, it kind of is sad because I was hoping they would do a Luke standalone film or a Luke series where he's either in animation voicing Luke or Luke some kind of mini series on Disney Plus where they showed him after 6 and before 7, showing with a young Ben Solo with the burning of everything down. I thought that would have been a nice filler where we could see some dope Skywalker that everybody wanted to see before he became the grizzled, seasoned veteran that we saw in Spiro's favorite film, The Last Jedi.
Oh, yes.
But who knows? I doubt it now. I mean, the guy wrote a farewell letter, but Terry Funk has retired 75 times, so never say
and counting.
Never. And counting.
Jesus
and if any
Christ.
promoters out there wants to book Greek God Papadon versus Terry Funk, let's make it happen. Anyhow, what do you guys think about the letter?
Well, you know what, man? Listen, man. It's no secret that although he's maintained a professional attitude throughout, he felt a little jaded during the sequel trilogy. Doesn't matter, man. Listen, man. He did his part. He's one of the many parts that made Star Wars great. He was a fucking character that we all, fell in love with since day one, all the way to the end. The man did his part, paid his dues. Hey man, I just hope that from now on now he finds work because aside from this, the only thing people really know him as is the fucking Joker's voice, really, you know.
That's
And,
not
and
true.
he's
He was
eh,
Cockknocker and Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. He was the
Trickster
trickster in
in
the Flash. He's in The Witcher season 2. They had him. Oh no, not The Witcher. Yeah, he might be in The Witcher, if I'm not mistaken. But he was in the other one on History Channel where he played a Knights of Templar. Supposedly he's in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So who knows?
He's doing all right. Don't worry.
so exactly. You guys prove my first point, but I'm happy to see that he's gonna be doing other things. You know, man. I listen, man. He's always gonna be Luke to us, but I hope he can leave the same lasting impression to other mainstream fans of other genres and films. You know what I'm saying?
Luke, tell Uncle Owen to find a protocol droid that speaks Bocce. Luke,
I want to go to Toshi Station.
Tashi, man, you Brooklyn prick. Let her
Toshi.
talk. Toshi with Graham Molf. Yo, I know a guy. His name is Graham Molf. Molf Tarkin, dude.
He sells the
And
best fucking
he's-
weed. That guy.
and he's friends with another dude that his name is Bal Organa. Bal Organa. You know,
Pals.
he's a good
Pa-
dude.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. It is Palpatine. You say Palpatine.
Palpatine.
And he works at Canto Blight.
Palpatine. Tommy fucking Chew.
And
Hey, anybody see Richie? You want to know why he did Bobby Lupo? So, another little thing came out.
your
Where,
penis?
No, man, I'm talking about Star Wars, not you.
my bad.
There is a picture that dropped that's setting the internet ablaze, if you
Oh.
will.
That bitch Carol Baskin.
No. Here.
Her husband's
Well-
all the body and shit.
Yeah, right. I got something to share with you guys on the chat. I'll share it to you after the show.
Oh, I got a bunch of memes I want to share with you guys. Don't worry.
Listen, last time you said that, anyhow, Ahsoka Tano, our friend, your friend, there's a picture of her cradling baby Yoda that was thrown on the internet, and everyone lost their mind thinking that this is going to go down in Mandalorian season 2. What's your boys' take on it? You guys heard any news about it?
Picture dropped. Where it come from? I don't know. Is it an official Disney release? I don't think so. A fanboy could draw whatever he wants to draw, paint it up as much as he wants to, release it, and it'll get these fucking clickbaiting bitches all hungry.
You want to know something, guys? Throughout this whole thing, I don't think I've ever noticed anything on the official Star Wars website in regards to Rosario Dawson even being cast or her even being in season 2.
You're 100% correct.
So now I'm fucking wondering, is the joke on us? You know, is all this just fucking, some bullshit rumor that's out there? Because this news came out
Hold on.
after they, yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Spiro, but the CTE might kick in, and I might forget what I'm going to say. So, you mean
Go ahead,
you mean to tell me, the Greek guy on the podcast, the Greek god of the podcast, of the galaxy far, far away,
Yes,
that
sir.
you have breaking news coming straight from Exegol, from the Sith Wire house, telling you, and you're telling us, that if it's on the internet, it may not be true?
Oh, hold the
Oh
press.
my God.
Is that what you're trying to imply?
I neither confirm or deny.
Who's running the internet? Carol fucking Baskin?
Oh shit.
Some
Which,
fake-ass
by the
news
way,
right there.
Baskin Robbins has decided to cut the Baskin part out of their name.
They didn't want to be associated with that bitch Carol Baskin.
Dude,
Bitch.
she's like the Hillary Clinton of the Tiger world.
Jesus. Yo, but like straight up, guys, have either of you seen anything come officially from Disney, from Star Wars in regards to this? Because this news, whether fake or real, broke after they had wrapped season 2.
Well, listen, there's a lot of things that are dropping now after the season. We have that Michael Bean, not Mr. Bean, Michael Bean from
Michael Bean,
Terminator is in season 2.
Is it
Uh,
is it Bean or a Bane? I thought it was Bane.
Ask the Brooklynese guy. He'll tell you 5 different ways to say his fucking name. Forget about it. It's fucking Fugazi Joe here.
Baheen.
Okay,
Baheen.
Fugazi Joe said Baheen. Then we had Jamie Lee Curtis possibly being in season 2. Now we're hearing that Rex might be in season 2. We're hearing that Rosario Dawson's going to be in season 2 playing Ahsoka Tano, allegedly. So all this stuff is coming out. Whether it's true or not, Disney's smart. People are like, they don't know what they're doing. Well, if they came out and confirmed or denied it, all the conversation stops. Because then people will either say, hey, we broke it here first. And that's it. They move on to the next story. Or they'll be like, haha, see, Disney don't know shit. They're lying. They fake news. But without saying a word, people are talking it week after week after week. So everyone's talking about a Mandalorian season 2. So it's free marketing. It's genius. It's Greek guilt marketing. Because the Greek moms and the Greek yayas in Olotochoryo, that's what they do. They press on you with the guilt and they say, Puro to sevas mosu, vre. Puro to filoti mosu. Tis to dialo canis. And then you put your head down like a little puppy and you walk away. And then they throw the slipper at you in the back of the head. So you get shot in the back of the head like you're sitting in front of Pee Wee Herman in the theater. And you go down for the count. But that's what Disney's doing. Goosh, goosh, goosh.
Fucking Disney.
I have no idea, for the record, what just happened there. So.
Okay, let me explain it to you.
She was all Greek to me, by the way.
I'll explain it for you so you can understand, man. Okay? You come home and say, hey, abuela, ¿qué pasa? ¿Dónde es mi tostito? She tells you, cállate, puto. No tostito for you, gordito. Go run. Go do some exercise. Go do some lucha. And then you go, okay. And they say, hey, mama, hi. ¿Cómo está? Bien? And then she tells you what? She tells you, mijo, I need you to go to the store. Go to the bodega and go get me the Goya. Por favor. But, mom, yo tengo trabajo para la Tashi station to get Tiana's power converter. And then she smacks in the back of the head with the chancla. And before she takes it out, she goes vroom, with the chancla and she hits you with it. And you go down for the count and you go, no!
Okay, I got it.
Impossible!
I'm good. I'm with you now.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
That's some world-class reenactment there, bro.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Yo,
Thank
but
you.
talking about the Mandalorian, what about this other piece of news that's fucking fake as fuck, in my opinion? Somebody posted, I think I sent you guys this pics. Somebody posted a picture of the Mandalorian and then across in big bold letters, canceled.
Yeah, that was also for April Fools too.
Yeah, fucking right, bro. You know what, man? I figured that it came out on that day. I caught it late, but yeah, okay, man. Nobody in the right mind would believe that shit. Not even if Jesus came down himself and said, I am canceling. No, Jesus. No, you're not. Okay. Because this is what's going to fucking save these assholes. Okay. The Mandalorian is not getting canceled until the people behind it say, you know what? I think it's time to write off into the sunset. Am I right or wrong?
The interesting thing is that Easter's canceled this year. So Jesus ain't coming down to say anything this year. So we're all right.
Listen. You're not allowed to say the J word in your house because in your booker wife is going to come over there, hit you in the head with a freaking matzah. So you better be cave.
She's at work. I can talk about Jesus all I want. And by the way, she mentions Jesus at least 4 times a fucking week when I'm plowing her. And she's like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Why is it over so quick? Anyhow. Wait a minute. Isn't your landscaper name Jesus?
Of course, all of them, all 4 of them.
Oh man, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Choo choo. What I was gonna say was I think we have a greater chance of actually getting Doc looking into the camera when he's fucking doing the podcast than actually getting Mandalorian canceled. So
I'm gonna put the camera directly facing my face, stuff like from the bottom to the top.
you know what? Go ahead, make my day. You know,
I got a new haircut. I'm making sure everybody sees it. You know, it looks looking
you
very Cesaro right now.
That fly.
got a lollipop with that haircut?
Who loves you, baby?
I did it myself, which is even better.
Well, no. You always do it yourself. You're married. We understand that. We feel your pain.
Pop.
Tip the waitress, try the veal. Anyhow, so yeah, another fake news. You know, with the whole fucking April Fool's nonsense. But some other news came out. This actually got Doc a little sad. His favorite character in all of Star Wars.
Fortuna. No.
Yo, listen, I listened to the show last week. I died laughing that part. Dude, I love that. Jar Jar
Never
Binks is
gets
not. Ahmed Best said he's not. N-O-T, not. Like Roberto Duran, no mas. In the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. He has not been contacted, and he has debunked all the rumors about bearded Jar Jar. What do you guys think?
So let me ask you a question.
Please.
After everything that Ahmed Best went through after the episode 1, where the guy publicly admitted that he was suicidal because of the backlash that he had gotten from that movie, is anybody going to ask him back in general just to worry about him jumping off a fucking cliff? And do they really need him? Because you could pick out any Star Wars fan in any fucking convention, and they can give you your best Jar Jar Binks voice. Watch. Papa done. Do Jar Jar Binks.
Misa, I like you, Annie.
Perfect. Done. You're hired.
Hey, can you give us a bit Fortuna? Because I heard he might be in season 2.
Miss Alekia, Annie. Me massa jabada.
Yo, man. Yo, if there's one person that's on more suicide watch than fucking Kelly Marie Tran, is this fucking guy. There's no way he's ever gonna do this shit, bro. No
What are you
way.
talking about? He's already
What do you
coming
mean?
back. He's the host of that Jedi
but
game show.
He ain't playing Jar Jar, bro. That's
No,
what I'm
he's playing
saying,
a
bro.
Jedi. Yeah, I'll pop if he's in the series, but not as Jar Jar. You know what I mean? I'd pop if they cast him as another role.
They did that already with him.
No, but he had screen time. He didn't have any talking. He was just like an extra in the
He
background.
was a patron in one of the cantinas.
Yes, but this is just news that came out, and the other news that came out was, and this is gonna make Spiro's taint all moist with happiness
shit.
and delight.
Yes.
So hold
right.
your horses,
Okay,
Doc.
go on.
Doc. Hold the gerbil so it doesn't bite you too hard in your ass. Star Wars Episode 9 editors argue that Last Jedi undid The Force Awakens. The rise, and this comes from Screen Rant. Now, I'm not sure how credible Screen Rant is. I'm not sure if it's as shitty as We Got You Covered, or as or as good as, let's say, a Collider or a Variety magazine or Entertainment Weekly type of scenario. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying the Rise of Skywalker's editors, Marianne Brandon, who's pretty nice to look at if you ask me, and Mary Jo Markey say The Last Jedi consciously undid, in quotation marks, storytelling in The Force Awakens. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker editors Marianne Brandon and Mary Jo Markey argue The Last Jedi undid elements of The Force Awakens. It's no secret The Last Jedi is one of the most polarizing films released in the last handful of years, dividing viewers. With director Rian Johnson's varied creative choices, some felt the film was exactly what the long-running Star Wars franchise needed to remain viable enterprise in the years moving forward, expressing excitement for Johnson's new standalone Star Wars trilogy, while others went to the other extreme and felt that The Last Jedi had ruined Star Wars entirely beyond repair. Many of the criticisms lobbied against The Last Jedi, purported a retcon The Force Awakens in order to meet Johnson's visions, taking things in different direction for the sake of in the audience with expectation subversions. Despite the belief Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker Hellsman, J.J. Abrams said nothing in The Last Jedi contradicted The Force Awakens, allowing him to wrap up the Star Wars sequel trilogy the way he saw fit. However, it appears members of Abrams' crew didn't feel the same way and have some strong opinions of The Last Jedi. While on Light the Fuse, a Mission Impossible podcast, Brandon and Marquis talked about The Last Jedi and expressed their feelings on the movie's relationship with The Force Awakens. Now, this is Brandon. I feel very much like, in hindsight, that the trilogy, the last part of the trilogy, needed one vision. Marquis. I couldn't agree with more. It's very strange to have the second film consciously
You said Marquis, not Marquise.
I just said his Marquis. Undo the storytelling of the first film. I'm sorry. That's it. That's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what it felt like. Now, the only reason why I'm doing these voices is because I'm trying to make this article interesting. So, it's pretty bold statement to claim The Last Jedi aimed to consciously undo The Force Awakens. Johnson's approach definitely didn't work for everyone, as he thought outside the box in some plot developments, but a case can be made he was trying to build on The Force Awakens in his own unique way. Twists like Snoke's death weren't necessarily in line with the audience's predictions, though on close analysis, none of them seem to negate the information relayed in The Force Awakens. While Abrams undoubtedly had his own ideas where the trilogy could go, at one point he wanted to introduce Palpatine in The Force Awakens. He played up his infamous mystery box. Palpatine? Yo, Sheevy Palps, baby. He played up his infamous mystery box and was intentionally vague on elements such as Rey's parentage and why Luke went into exile. That gave Johnson the freedom to do what he wanted, which turned out to be a blessing and a curse for the sequel trilogy. In the aftermath of The Rise of Skywalker, it became clear the biggest issue for Disney's renaissance was the apparent lack of cohesive plan for the full trilogy. It's always nice to see Hollywood studio give a director creative leeway on a massive tentpole, but mapping out the border strokes of the trilogies but mapping out the border strokes of the trilogies wouldn't have hurt either. Okay, there was a typo there. Of course, it's worth wondering how different opinions might have been if Colin Trevorrow was able to make his Duel of the Fates, which reads on paper as more follow-up to The Last Jedi than The Rise of Skywalker. It's a little shocking to hear that the Rise of Skywalker editing team make these comments publicly, but it just goes to show how impossible it is to please everyone when it comes to Star Wars, even the people who worked on the movies. End of long article.
Dude, that's probably the longest article Screen Rant has written in a while because their articles have become noticeably shorter. Screen Rant, for the most part, is good. I feel like they tend to kind of cater more to the SJW crowd, more often than not. But they're a good source, I think, of news. Man, this is something that, the funniest thing about this is really, aside from, this makes me right again, is that this is something that Doc has said a million times, you have said a million times, I have said a million times, some of our guests have said a million times. This is a fucking topic that's never going to die, bro.
Oh, hell no.
It's never going to go away. This has been cement. This is now part. This whole issue here is now part of fucking Star Wars canon. And go ahead and make the fucking joke. Yeah, the Reverend joke. But this is...
What joke? What are you talking about?
I'm not saying... Anyways. This shit here, it's... Again, it's never dying, bro. We're going to be talking about this till the end of fucking times.
All right, well, look. Let's look at it from a 10,000 foot view. Meaning, put our fandom aside, put our likes and our dislikes aside. If the original this supposedly and allegedly, if you ask me and you ask the three of us, the statement I'm about to say we agree with, these movies do not talk to each other very well.
No.
Okay?
Correct.
There was no set game plan on where everything was going. Now, you could say the same thing with the original trilogy. Because at one point, Luke and Leia weren't brothers and sisters. At another point, we were going to get 9 movies instead of 3 movies. Then it was just 6 movies. Then it was 9 movies. Then it was 3 movies. Then it was back to 6. So, there's a lot of plot holes in the original trilogy. The only thing he had mapped out was the prequel trilogy from start to finish. And he got shitted on for that. And then he said, screw you guys, I'm going home. And then he took his ball and went back home. And sold that
billion dollars.
I was about to say that. Stole my thunder. He sold his ball for $4 billion. Now, who's to blame? Is it George? No. Is it JJ? No. Is it Ryan Johnson?
Carol fucking Baskin.
It's always Carol Baskin. But
It's always her.
oh, it's that bitch. But it's the fans' fault. And I'll tell you why. Unfortunately, when you're passionate about a certain subject or a certain item, it becomes obsessive. And then the three of us are obsessed with Star Wars, we know that. When it becomes to that point where it's obsessive, you think you know everything. But here's the deal. Those who are smart and are obsessive, but are always willing to have an open mind and willing to learn as the journey progresses, will incorporate all the better things that the item or the situation has to offer. Those who are closed-minded and think, no, the Force is ABC and Star Wars is XYZ, it can't be any other way possible, they're never going to be happy. And that's that. Now, mind you, we're comparing apples to oranges, in my opinion, and I want to hear your opinions after this. The original trilogy, if it came out during a culture and a time period that we're living in today, in today's period, it wouldn't survive. It would get torn apart to shreds. Okay? Everyone would have shit on Yoda being a green puppet. They would have shit on a second Death Star. They would have killed the fucking Ewoks. They would have shit on Princess Leia and Luke being brothers and sisters, saying that it felt forced and shoehorned in. What do you mean Luke Skywalker is and Vader are related and Vader his dad? No fucking way. That's bullshit. And what would happen? Because the 5 or 10% of the fans that are in their basements eating Cheetos, not taking showers and not using deodorant, and on keyboard tough guy union, complaining, making the loudest noise, these idiots who are sitting in the corporate chairs are listening to them. And they're adhering to them. Because they let JJ do episode 7, and what happened? Great movie.
Oh, it was a rehash. It was a remake, a soft reboot of episode 4.
No, numbnuts. I've said this a million times. Episode 1, episode 4, episode 7 is all the same movie. Could they taken a couple of things and made it visually different so it didn't feel like almost a rehash? Yeah.
Well, then, Ray's a Mary Sue.
Is she? We saw why she's so powerful. Because you saw the final picture at the end. Then,
We don't like it. It's too similar to 4.
episode 8 comes out. Totally different. Besides Spiro putting up the flag saying, I love this movie! Half of us loved it, the other half,
That's not my Star Wars. I'm going to sign a petition to make episode 8 over again so we can get this out of canon. Man,
shut the front door, you stupid MILF milker. Now, you have episode 9. Granted, we know there's more scenes filmed that makes it a better movie. Was it a good film? Yes. Was it a great film? In my opinion, a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 7.5. Could have been a 9 or a 10? Yes. If all the rumors are true about this longer JJ version and deleted scenes that were left out, if they put them back in the film, it makes the film that much better. Now you're saying, oh, he's playing off of internet news. No. Chris Terrio, the writer, came out and said they left a lot of stuff on the editing floor. This chick, Brandon, whatever her name was, that just said that episode 8 undid episode 7, came out and said they left a lot of stuff on the editing floor. We done seen pictures of scenes that weren't in the movie. Ian McDermott came out and said they filmed scenes explaining Palpatine in full detail that were not used. Maybe they did fucking Force Ghost scenes at the end with Hayden Christensen that everybody wanted to see. Who knows? I mean, Kevin Smith comes out and says the last scene of the movie melts your mind. That's not the case. We all knew they were going back to Tatooine, their twin sons. It wasn't no surprise. So, all that being said, it's the fans' fault and it's the times that we live in. If this sequel trilogy came out in the late 70s, early 80s, where there was no social media, no PC cancel culture, this trilogy would be looked at totally differently. Totally differently. And if the execution in the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy was done better, meaning that if his wife edited the films and people actually spoke up and said, excuse me, Mr. Lucas, that's the drizzling shits. Don't put that in. Or maybe you should omit that or do this or that instead of all being a bunch of yes men, then things would be different and would have been better. But it's not. So you have your good, you have your bad. You deal with it. It's the facts of life. Boys?
I agree. I mean, we've said this a zillion times before in the past. Twitter is kind of ruining the fucking world because, you know, everybody gets a voice, everybody gets an opinion, people run with it. And usually people who you would never fucking hear from ever in a zillion years, in Sheboygan, you're now hearing because their tweet gets picked up by whomever and it gets run with. Who gives a shit? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and I want to fucking see yours. And I agree. I think, you know, we look at Empire Strikes Back with nostalgia goggles. But seeing that movie on the heels of Star Wars, we would all been like, what? This makes no fucking sense at all. From top to bottom. Throwing curveball after curveball after curveball, like they did with, guess which movie? The Last Jedi. But when we look back at it, and it's a fantastic film because they did just that. They didn't give us the same shit they gave us in A New Hope. And I agree with you. 99% of the shit that's happening right now with the complaining and studios, you know, now pandering to the masses is because of the internet and because of people's voices, which is people aren't making the films that they see. They're making the films that in somewhat respect, kind of like the Rise of Skywalker, they think the fans want to see, which now is going to make things completely fucked up.
I agree with you guys, man. Listen, man, I fucking hate The Last Jedi. Everybody knows this. For those of you who haven't
Doc,
been paying attention.
I had no idea.
This is news to me.
Yeah.
He has a fucking t-shirt for it. So how does he hate it?
Hate the movie, but I love the shirt. Thank you. But listen, man, you know, when I first saw Star Wars, the fucking original, the first film in the theater, I was too little, too young to give a shit about. I was just like, wow. I was in awe with all the action, the fucking characters, the nice colors, the fucking ships, lightsabers. When Empire came out, I was a little bit older and I loved that film. I fucking appreciate it. And now that I'm older, I appreciate it even more. The Last Jedi, by that time, I loved the movie, hated the fucking Ewoks. I was old enough to be like, what the fuck is this shit? But now that I'm older, I don't care much for the Ewoks, but I appreciate them a little bit more. Now, fast forward now to all this shit, man. If you wanted to avoid all this bullshit, not avoid it, because like you guys said, in this culture, man, you ain't gonna avoid none of this shit. This shit, once the internet starts talking, man, it's an avalanche of fucking shit. It's a shitstorm, no matter what you do. But you could have fucking made it a little bit easy if you'd have had one vision throughout the whole thing. If you had one vision throughout the whole thing, the fucking shitstorm would not have been that bad. But at the end of the day, man, you know, you're not going to make everybody happy no matter what. So I mean, that's that, you know.
Can't do shit about it.
No,
You
you just
can't.
gotta enjoy it, man. You only live once, and unfortunately for some,
Unless you're Emperor Palpatine.
well, yeah, then the dark side is a pathway to unnatural abilities. But you know, look, at the end of the day, there's only one thing better than Star Wars, and that is
More fucking Star Wars.
thank
sir.
you, Doc. But oh, my brother, testify. But regardless of that, you know, we here at the New Force Order, we try to give our opinions on certain subjects, certain matters relating to a galaxy far, far away. And another article came out that says top 10 simple fixes that would have made the movies better. So we can go down this rabbit hole right now if you guys want, or we can go into over. What do you guys want to do first?
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Sarah?
Let's go down that rabbit hole.
I'm a big
We
fan
might
of
find the late Mr. Baskins down there, you know. Never know.
Oh, no, it's not Mr. Baskin. What was the husband's name?
Oh,
Because Baskin's her new name.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was the bitch, bro. He got mauled by the tigers.
He was Mr. Baskin. So
Yeah.
sardine oil and all.
All right, well, listen. Here's number 10. Vader on Hoth. They're saying that even though Hoth was a great scene in Empire Strikes Back, they wanted to destroy the shield generator so Vader can enter the rebel base with his ground troops. He does do this, and then he's able to finally start his attack. The result, they're saying, is very anticlimactic because his troops try to prevent the departure of the Falcon, and he just sort of walks in when Han Solo takes off. They're saying that, in their opinion, the scene would have been better if they would have showed Vader and his troops fighting through Hoth to get to the Falcon. So slicing and dicing brothers, people left and forth, the actual stormtroopers hitting targets and shooting them, shooting rebel scum. And they say that this would have given the battle a more epic scope and raised the tension of Han and Leia's escape as they're trying to get the hyperdrive to work when Vader gets closer and closer. It's almost like a very horror movie-esque type of tension builder. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
Yes, sir. I agree. When you think about Hoth specifically in this film, you think fucking
It's Hoth.
I was waiting for you to say
yeah,
that.
Hoth. All right. You think of what? Tauntaun guts, right? Right.
Yeah, they smell better on the outside than they do on the inside.
There you go, man. It would have been a million times better. I agree. If you put Vader in there, charging, leading the fucking troops, fucking slicing and dicing the way he did at the end of fucking Rogue One.
Now, do you guys, Doc, what do you think? I'm going to say something afterwards, but what do you think?
No, I'm with you guys. It would have made that portion mean a little bit more and be a little more exciting.
Yep.
Okay, well, do you guys say that because we saw Rogue One and we saw how badass of the scene that was? Or, I mean,
I think it's part of it.
But do you think it's very anticlimactic when he shows up? Do you think it would have been a little too dark for the kids?
Fuck the children.
What are you, a priest?
Fuck. Yo,
Oh, zing.
listen, man. Star Wars is not Wu-Tang, so
It's not
fuck
for the
them.
children.
It's not. Yo, you know what? He walks in. He walks in at the end and he stares around and he talks to some stormtroopers. Big
Hey, Fred, how
fucking
you
deal.
doing?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I think that what we saw in Rogue One would fucking, but then again, man, did these people have the fucking time, the capabilities to add that scene in there too? I mean, we don't know what it took back then to make a guy swinging out the fucking saber and shit. So who knows? But if somebody filmed that shit now, there would be no excuse, man, to not have him in there.
Well, you know what's the good thing about clever editing? The fact that Vader wears a mask and the stormtroopers wear masks, and the fact that the rebels could be anybody because they're rebels. So if they want to interject a scene like that and make a special edition on top of a special edition, they can very well do it. And maybe they can do it the proper way where it doesn't mess up the flow of the scene or the way things are going. It would be dope. I'm not going to disagree. That guy who made the Obi-Wan Vader fight, the remake, whatever his name was, something 38 online, the fight scene on the Death Star where he kills Obi-Wan, the new scene's fantastic. I wish they could just put that in the movie. Okay, does it accentuate the scene? Yeah. Does it make it better? In my opinion, yes. Is it blasphemy to the original film? Well, that depends. You know, if you whether you see the
I'm over that.
We don't see we say but a purist might say no, that's blasphemy. You can't change the original film. That wasn't George's idea. He didn't come up with the storyboards for that.
Listen, man, the original vision is alive and well. Whatever anybody does, fuck it. So what? You know what I'm saying? These fucking people need, okay, look, man, their problem is that they're stuck in a fucking basement right now during this whole shit that is going on. They're at home. It's life just like any other day, but they're sexually frustrated motherfuckers that live in the basement. And, they need to just quit, man. Somebody needs to take one for the team and go around house to house, relieving these guys so that they can quit fucking whining and bitching and crying about stupid shit like that.
Oh, just my saying. Brother. Testify.
I think we're going to start a GoFundMe.
All right.
GoFundMe.
Hand jobs for homies or something? I don't know.
It could be Homeboy 88 hand job special. That could be the name of the service.
Oh shit!
Not saying Homeboy's giving the hand jobs. I'm just saying we can name it after him in honor of the Homeboy.
He's our homeboy.
Yeah. So here, number 9, the Luke Leia reveal. Fans now accept the reveal that Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia are actually twins that were separated at birth. However, the actual reveal in the film is rather clunky and it feels somewhat shoehorned in. I said that earlier. This is because Obi-Wan talks about Luke's sister. Luke suddenly has an epiphany and realizes that Carol fucking Baskin is his sister. No, I'm kidding. That Leia is his sister. Obi-Wan confirms this and they move on. And it feels far-fetched and silly because of its execution. They're saying the reveal would be much better if the execution in the script just called for Obi-Wan to outright tell Luke that Leia was his sister. The dialogue would have flowed more naturally, resulting in the reveal that feels less forced. What do you guys think?
You know what? It seemed that Luke, through the Force, kind of guessed it and knew that he was his sister for whatever reason. Not when he fucking tongue kissed her. So I don't think he was so attuned at that point. But
he's not from Arkansas.
No. Did that part bother me so much? Like, did it feel like it didn't flow the right way? No, I don't think so. I think him having the clue in his brain that they have a connection that's deeper than just friends, that there's something else that's in there. If he felt it through the Force, I think it just shows his powers becoming better and more, more attuned to the Force. So I think I'm okay with that one.
Listen, man, I'm not gonna lose any sleep if they ever decide to fix this. You know what, man? Listen, man, there's a lot of shit Obi-Wan forgot to fucking tell Luke. All right, so
how
whatever.
Dare you? Obi-Wan told him the truth from a certain point of view.
Yeah,
yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he fucking tap dancing around it and shit.
Yeah,
but you know what, man? Could they have done it better? Yeah, sure, but fuck it, man. Listen, what was that line she said? He's my brother, like some bitch that just found out she had too many to fucking drink, kissed her brother, but kind of still liked it. It's a little bit weird.
Listen, in this era that we live in, where we see cousins sleep with or nieces and nephews sleep with their aunts and then kill them and then dodge dragons. I mean, come on. It's fucking fiction.
I was like, how do you know the porn I watch?
So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to say. I agree with Doc. And now it's funny how we're on the same wavelength. Maybe because we have the same haircut and the same goatee. But I wear it better. The fact that he found out that Leia was his sister because he felt it in the Force is the same reason why Vader found out Leia as his sister, because he felt it through the Force. And he told him, your feelings betrayed you, and I will turn her. And then he got all pissed off and just started kicking the crap out of him. Sister! So, you know, I thought it was okay. Didn't matter. Now, Jar Jar. That's number 8. Skip.
Do we need to talk about this?
Don't even read it. Don't even read it. I agree.
Number 7.
Moving on.
Padme's parents. One of the clunkiest aspects of Attack of the Clones is the love story between Anakin and Padme, so much that the fans wonder how Anakin was able to win Padme over at all. Because he got that magic stick. He got the magic stick.
I'm going to find your clitoris with the Force.
The answer is that Padme was attracted to him the moment she saw him. Now, how she checks. Well, listen. Note how she checks him out when they greet each other at the beginning of the film. In close parentheses. This plot point is made more clear, however, in a deleted scene from an earlier part in the film where Anakin and Padme visit Padme's parents. The scene makes it very clear that Padme is holding back feelings for Anakin, and keeping it in the film would have made her decision to feel a little bit more natural. Again, I could speak for the three of us. Doesn't really fucking matter.
Nope.
So, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Agreed.
Here's an interesting one. The map to Luke Skywalker. One of the major criticisms of The Force Awakens is that it's a retread of the events of New Hope. No, it's not. The criticism is not helped by the fact that Starkiller Base does nothing to impact the main plot of the film. I totally disagree with that statement, which is to find Luke Skywalker. So they're saying the whole point of the film was to go find Luke Skywalker. This did not have to be the case. However, Kylo Ren reveals to Rey that the First Order already has most of the map to Luke, and they just needed that piece that she has. Since Rey now knows where to get the rest of the map, she should have mentioned this to her friends when she rejoins them, and they could have stolen it from Starkiller Base computer system. This would have justified the presence of Starkiller Base within the story and made it feel like it's less distraction from the main plot. What do you guys think?
Whatever.
Yeah, who gives a fuck, man? I think, you know.
I'm glad this is a very informative fucking show for the fans. You guys are really fucking energetic.
It just didn't bother me. I mean, I Starkiller's there, whatever. They're building some kind of super weapon. Great, no problem. I understand. They want to conquer the fucking universe. I never was a big fan of the whole map situation because it was kind of somewhat pointless to me. And also this plot point, you know, is also pointless to me too. I don't think that would have made it better. I don't think it would have made it worse. I think it would have made it the same.
You know what? If you want to be found, I mean, somebody refresh my mind. How did this map come to fucking be?
R2-D2 had it when he wakes up.
Why? Why the fuck? If you don't want to be found, man.
I agree. I
mean, why? Yeah. First of all, the map was something, it felt forced to me because if this motherfucker doesn't want to be found, and why have a fucking map out there that can help somebody find you and shit? And, you know, anyways, I don't want to get too into this because at the end of the day, man, the whole execution with Luke is just fucking needs to be rewritten, but it's gone. Anyways.
Well, here's some quick head booking that popped in. What if R2 went to Octu? That rhymed. R2 went to Octu with Luke, right? Luke didn't leave a map. R2 sends a signal to the rebellion from Octu, right? They pinpoint where Octu is. They can't find it on the map, right? So they're trying to find out where the signal's coming from. Maybe that's a way they can figure out how to get it. Or maybe the only portion of the map where that Octu is on is an old Jedi map that's part of the Jedi religion that Lord Santeca has, and that's what he gives to Poe. You know what I'm saying? Here's the map. This is where you can find them. You know, that's some way we could do it.
But-
Or what?
Then they would need the other half that R2 has, which they already had.
They already had because R2 was there. I'm saying if R2 was an Octu,
No, I'm
sent
saying,
them a
but-
distress signal. They pinpointed to Octu, and they're saying, "Oh wait, how do we get there? Where's this planet? It's not on any of our maps." And that Lord Santeca has a map from an old Jedi scroll that shows where Octu's located, and instead of it being a scroll, it's on a thumb drive. Gives it to fucking BB-8, and then the movie goes along the same way. As, you know what I'm saying? And then R2D2 doesn't have to wake up from low power mode. He's in Octu the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and there wasn't no need for somebody who wants not to be found to leave a map behind. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get it. There's, some plot holes.
That would
along
make
the
some more
line, but that's
sense.
fun.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, no, this is me just coming off the top
No,
of my
I
dome.
know it's head booking. I know.
But anyhow, listen, I think there's bigger plot holes that we'll get into afterwards. As far as Starkiller Base, the whole purpose of Starkiller Base was the same reason for the Death Star. If you watch indie wrestling or you watch regular wrestling on TV, a guy who doesn't know how to work a match properly blows a spot, which is verbiage for messing up a move or a sequence of moves, and they go back to the same sequence of move right after it to make up for it. And then when you usually do that, the fans who are very smart could pick up where the error in the match happened. So you're told, golden rule, you mess up, keep moving. You want to go back to that move or that series of moves, go back to it later on after time has passed. So this way they can't say where there's a mess up in the match. And hopefully the commentators are smart enough to pick it up and cover it up on air, right? Well, Sheevy Baby keeps going to the same spot over and over again. A Death Star, a second Death Star, Starkiller Base. Now, was the Starkiller Base a third Death Star? No, it was a planet that they built this humongous base within its core and a big fucking laser on the surface.
Planet core.
And then but what do they build it for? To kill the New Republic, so the New Republic couldn't send fleet or send any backup to the Resistance, because the Resistance were the only ones who were saying that the First Order was around and they were terroristic cell that looking to take over the universe, and the Republic had their head up their ass with Mon Mothma. Is that her name? What's her name?
Yeah, Mon.
Saying
Mamma
no,
Mia.
we don't need to be military-esque. We don't need to have any protection. Everything's fine here. Nothing to see here. Hi,
Famous
how are
last
you?
words.
Famous last words. And then they got blown to smithereens. Made Alderaan look like a fucking headlock. But anyhow, so that's why
Chinlock.
that's why Starkiller Base was a plot point. You know what I mean? Not because they needed it for Luke. Luke, the only thing that makes sense from his statement is when Kylo went into her mind and saw what he saw, and she was able to go into his mind and absorb what he knows and what he saw, then she should already have the map in her mind. Wasn't a need for R2. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. I like the whole point about R2 being an Octu, because he really was like, motherfucker, you had that piece the whole time? The whole time?
And here's another one, Essence Transfer. Spiro pointed this out in the chat. We spoke about it before in the past. One of the most mocked lines in Revenge of the Sith is the medical droid's assertion that Padme has lost the will to live.
Hey! Leave those medical droids alone.
Listen, those essential workers, we
Right.
salute them.
We're working hard right now, the medical droids.
Some
On the front
fans,
lines.
yeah, Doc does a lot of lines. Some on his figures. Some fans have speculated, however, that since Palpatine tells Vader that Padme is
Look
dead,
at those lines.
a fact which he should not know, Palpatine actually transferred Padme's life force to Vader. This is certainly a more plausible explanation and would have been easy to include into the film. Simply show Palpatine meditating over Vader, then indicate that Palpatine is reaching out with the Force, and show Padme screaming in agony. Cut back to Palpatine as he looks down on Vader, who's becoming calmer This would have been a fascinating image, also given plausible explanation for Padme's death. Look, man, I said this from the beginning. Whichever Reddit user or fan came up with this theory, to me, makes perfect sense.
Yep.
So if they decide to include this into the film, great. If not, listen, it is what it is. Number 4, the death of Bodhi in Rogue One. No one cares. They're saying that they're saying that because he died in between Chet and the other guy, what's his name? Baze, that it kind of messed up the synergy between the two, that he should have died afterwards. So the way they put the sequence, no big deal. Number 3, Captain Phasma.
Wait. Real quick. I just have a quick comment. Wouldn't it have been dope if you had fucking Chirrut wielding a double-bladed lightsaber, man? That would have been sickness, bro.
Yeah, but he's not a Jedi.
So what? It would have been cool.
I like the fact that he wasn't, that he was more monkish. You know what I mean? It was a different take. Yeah. But I agree with you. Because that scene where he takes out the stormtroopers and then fucking Blaze comes in and shoots him. He's like, "You almost shot me." It was a dope scene. Almost my favorite line he says is when they put the hood on him. Yeah. He goes, "I'm blind."
That's great.
I fucking popped.
Fucking awesome, man.
Number 3 is Captain Phasma. Canto Bight is one of the most criticized aspects of The Last Jedi. There are certainly a number of ways to make the subplot better. There's one easy solution.
Remove it.
You know what? I agree.
Agreed.
There is one easy solution that actually also resolves another issue within the film. Captain Phasma's minimal role. Instead of the tension in Canto Bight coming from Finn and Rose committing a parking violation, what should have happened is that Phasma notices Finn and Rose leaving the Resistance fleet, follows them to Canto Bight. Once there, she alerts the authorities and has them arrested. This would have tied the Canto Bight subplot more into the main plot and given Phasma something more to do. Okay.
So basically,
sure.
Captain Phasma is like the white lady who grabs a cell phone and starts calling the police on all the black people she sees. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like in the memes? That's a waste. Maybe if she actually encountered them there and had some kind of dust up with them that eventually led to them leaving and escaping, then maybe. But she just shows up to call the police. That's just fucking dumb.
Bro, if there's something that would have pissed fans off more than giving her more time, is giving her more time to just do this. To just, like Doc said, pick up the phone and be like, "Yeah, there's a lot of black people, you know?" Dude, she should have been fighting more. She should have killed more. She should have done a lot more in the films. But this, nah, man, not the answer. No.
Waste of a character. One of the biggest wastes of a characters of all time.
Big time.
Oh, Captain Phasma?
Captain Phasma.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed. I think they could have done a little more with her, especially in the second film. Maybe if Canto Bight, they go up, and who's the high roller? It's Lando. And then Lando's rolling, and then Captain Phasma gets him, throws him in his cell. She's about to kill him. Lando saves them. They bounce. But then Lando, they have to fail with a code breaker, and Lando can't be the guy who turns them in. You know what I mean? So, maybe he's not the code breaker. Maybe DJ. I don't know. Again, I don't want to get down into this shit.
Code breaker shit's a waste, though, man.
When I was watching that movie, 100%, I was like, all right, this is the Lando part. Here we go. This is going to be great. And then we got a retarded fucking Benicio del Toro.
I kind of liked his role. It did nothing, though. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
I like the stutter, dude. I like it. It's different.
Way.
I like it.
Bro,
hey,
if he was some like scoundrel, like a thief, doing something along those lines, but being the famous code breaker, nah, man.
If he would have been the one in the freaking AT-AT to save them on BB-8, do you think it would have been different?
It would have been a little bit better, but not.
He wasn't even the code breaker. He was the secondary code breaker because the first code breaker was the other guy who was rolling the dice.
Well, listen, the whole point of the movie is failure. So they failed across the board, just like the Rebels did in Empire. So
fucking failed.
And the last part they're talking about, or they talked about Solo, about Kira being a love interest, should have been his sister. They think that it would have been more impactful finding out why she wasn't around. They're saying that the chemistry between him and Alden didn't work because everybody knew he was already married to Leia and this was never going to lead to anywhere. So it's kind of like, I mean, look, man, that's like over analyzing. I thought Solo was great. I thought the chemistry between the characters was good.
Yep.
Whatever. And
I
the
think it
fight
worked out. I think it worked out the fact that they were together because listen, we've all had multiple chicks in our lives who we love. It's not a big deal.
I agree. And the last one's Palpatine saying that his explanation could have been a lot better in Rise of Skywalker, which we all agree. So that's that. I mean, look, you could sit here and pick out all the fucking plot points that you don't agree with, because let's face it, it's easy to be Monday night quarterbacking and head canon and armchair booking once the product is out. But trying to make the product from A to Z is hard within itself. So kudos to everybody who's filmed the Star Wars film and has worked on a Star Wars film to make it happen, whether you liked it or not. Because let's face it, they're professionals and you're a fan. Can you be a professional? Yeah, you could. Just come up with your own film. Make a fan film. Maybe you'll be so badass that you'll get hired and be able to produce your own fucking movie. Who knows? But here's what I say. As far as all these plot holes. Here's some plot holes. How come Leia can remember who her mother is and she says, oh, I remember images of her, seeing her when I was really young. She's never met her mother.
Plot hole.
Another plot hole that needs explaining. You'll say you have some explaining to do. R2-D2 in New Hope. Ben Kenobi not recognizing R2-D2 when he was with him the entire Clone Wars. Okay?
I don't recall ever owning a droid.
Exactly. R2-D2 not telling Luke Skywalker everything because his memory was not wiped. You know what I'm saying? Not saying, hey, Luke, Vader's your dad. Hey, Luke, Obi-Wan and Vader were Jedi, compadres, and he did that to your dad. Oh, hey, Luke, C-3PO was built by your dad. You know, like, why don't you just, maybe he's not a rat like Henry Hill or Doc over here, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't open his fucking mouth. Kind of friend of you. Here's another subplot point that just came up. If you read the new comic books, they show that they went back to Bespin, right? Leia, Lando, and Luke to find Luke's lightsaber. And Lando had to go find Lobot, who was all wired up like the Matrix, right? And Leia got thrown into carbonite for half an hour, which explains how she knows about the carbonite sickness that she tells Han in
You have carbonite sickness. Your eyesight will return soon.
in Return of the Jedi.
And it happened in my message up in the hot cellar right in front of him.
Oh, Jabba no Bada. So here's the plot point, though. At the end, you see at Empire, you see Chewie and Lando leaving, going to save Han. So what happened that he came back to take him back to Bespin? There has to be an adventure that failed, or they didn't, because it makes it seem like at the end of the Empire, they went to go save Han. It didn't work out. Lando went undercover on that 187 shit, and Chewie came back and did the whole Bosch thing. You know what I mean? And that's how they got to it. But that's not the case. Am I missing something here?
Yes, you are. It's Bosch, not Bosch. Bosch is the former Chris Bosch, who used to play for Miami Heat, who had to stop because he had fucking DVTs. But anyway, moving on. I agree with you. No. DVTs? DVDs? We got DVDs. We got DVDs.
Compact
it's like the Chinese guy who sells it when you're at the fucking getting a haircut. No, I agree with you. Spiro, you vacuuming?
What's up?
You vacuuming Spiro?
No.
Fan?
You might give it a
Should I be? Oh,
no, you're
great.
fan on?
No.
We're hearing some
Well,
feedback.
wait,
on your
hold
end.
on.
Is your dildo on?
Yep, it's the fucking fan.
Anyway,
So hot.
with our mood music,
That Hansel, he's so hot right now.
and speaking it over,
Whoa, you can't do that, dude. We didn't even mention over. Over. Okay, so.
Roger.
All right, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to do the intro or you want me to do the intro? Who's going to talk now? You want to talk now or I talk now? You talk now. I talk now. Huh?
You talk
All
now.
right.
Me? You talk now. Me?
So you better be including all these freaking lines from the movie into the fucking show.
I got a bunch of them. Don't worry.
No, because last week, the "How dare you" was dropped in the wrong time cue. I don't know whose fault it was. Anyhow.
No, that was the right one.
No, because I said "How dare you," and then 10 minutes later you dropped the cue.
Oh, blame me.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Take it easy, Shaggy. Anyhow.
How dare you?
So, ladies and gentlemen, we do a segment called Who is More Over? Now, Doc, can you imitate Bib Fortuna asking me what over means?
Hey, dear Greek papadai, could you tell me this much more about my master?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's wrestling lingo. Over in professional wrestling means being popular. So when you're over with the fans, you're very popular with the fans. Now, there's two ways you can be over. You can be over as a hero or a babyface or a good guy. People will pay a lot of Imperial credits to come see you wrestle and kick the crap out of the villain. Or you could be over as a villain or a baddie or a heavy or a heel, whatever terminology you want to use. But when you're over as a heel, like your boy GGP, people come to see you get your butt kicked. And they pay a lot of Imperial credits to see you get your ass kicked because they love to hate you. So we do a segment where we compare two aspects of the Star Wars lore. It could be a person, a place, a thing, mineral, vegetable, condiment, whatever. And we ask you guys, but most importantly, we ask ourselves, who is more over? Bib, can you tell us who our contestants are this week?
The contestants on the show today come from the Imperial side. One is the great, powerful Grand Moff Tarkin. The other, from the very good Rogue One, is Director Krennic. I don't know how my Bib Fortuna suddenly became Filipino, I think. I don't know.
Oh shit, dude.
So we have one quarter.
You sound like the dude from A Hangover.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Moff!
Grand Moff Tarkin versus Grand Moff Tarkin. I used to date a girl in high school. She had a Grand Muff versus
Jeez.
Director Krennic.
You may come when you're ready.
The brow wiper.
So I thought this was a very interesting battle this week. Between two higher ups on the Imperial chain who actually had a little bit of beef with each other.
What's beef?
What's beef? Beef is
When you go to sleep with two gats. All right, go on.
So I think that gave it a little bit more of some flavor when it came to deciding who was going to be more over this week.
So do you want to go to the polls?
Let's go to the polls. I love the polls. Okay, so
Yeah, we know that.
let's see. Our boy John Enright.
Wait, who
Tark.
won the poll? Before you give us the comments,
Okay.
who won the poll?
Oh, who won the poll? Who do you think won the poll?
I'm going to say Tarkin.
Tarkin.
60 to 40.
Tarkin wins the poll. He wins, let's see, 3, 4, 2, 60 to 40. You're like Papadamas.
Papa
John
Damas.
Enright. Tarkin set the standard for the Empire. Created the Tarkin doctrine and punked out Krennic. Read. Holly Garland drops a gif of Director Krennic saying, "Oh, it's beautiful." And David D.C. Brown drops a meme that says, "Grand Moff Tarkin is sick of your shit."
Moff!
With Peter Cushing giving this very dirty look. So it's the Moff. The Moff is over this week for the fans.
Yo, we got some comments on Instagram too.
All right.
We got two of them, man.
Let's hear it.
We got our buddy here, J. Rizzy Min. Tarkin all day, every day. Krennic got pulled by Tarkin, and Tarkin set up the Tarkin doctrine and set up the prototype for the evil Empire leader. And our buddy, where'd it go? Chuchi Santiago, Chuchi Figueroa, the proprietor of the Yayo Chateau.
Nice.
Grand Moff Tarkin twice on Sunday. And that's that. And he also gave us a high five. That was nice.
Give me a high five. All right. Well, let's go to the emails real quick, and then we'll do our first email. Is from Moises Sandoval, aka Homeboy88. Hey guys, just want to say what's up. I'm wearing my NFO chanclas, watching The Rise of Skywalker on 4K. That means I have a Sony 65-inch and a Sony 4K Blu-ray player.
You know where you got both of those?
Where?
Off the back of a truck.
Homeboy states, that means I don't sell oranges, GGP. Anyway, here's some pictures to share. The Target 4K exclusive that came with a nice gallery book. Peace out. Home. Wait. Revan is not canon.
Oh, man.
Then he sent some pictures of the booklet. I got the booklet, too. I didn't even open it yet. But good email. We have an email.
Wait. You know what? Since we're on Homeboy 88, why don't we read the other special email that he sent us?
Oh, go ahead.
Dear Spiro, your deep voice really gets me in my loins. Can you come over here and Carol Baskin my wife so I could
But Revan is still not canon. Yes, check it out. He has some professional medical advice for us. This is awesome.
I can't wait.
Yeah, how to beat Corona.
Is he a chiropractor too?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how to beat Corona with
Corona. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
Here is the perfect recipe for a Homeboy 88 Michelada quarter Clamato juice into a frosty mug or glass. Half a lime juice, 6 squirts of Worcestershire sauce, 6 squirts of Maggi sauce, 3 squirts of Tapatio, 3 squirts of Revan is not canon. Oh, man.
Oh, Homeboy 88's getting more over every day.
Yeah, that was worth it right there.
Yes, sir. Just kidding, Spiro. A couple of shakes of Tajin, then mix it and fill the rest up to Tajin. Okay.
You can say Tajin, but you can't say fucking Moff.
It rhymes with vagine. That's why.
Then mix it and fill the rest up with ice-cold Modelo Negra to the top. Ah, delicious. Enjoy all 10 NFO listeners and especially Doc Spiro and Papa Don. Homeboy 88.
Well,
that
thank
was
you for
awesome,
your kind
man.
words. It was awesome. You know, you actually think we have 10 listeners, but that's awesome.
We only have 3, bro, okay?
Well, yeah, because, you know, Sharon doesn't listen to the fucking episode. She just listens to episode 7 over and over again because it's her favorite episode. Doc's mom doesn't get, she's mad at us. We have beef with her because we don't let her son talk. And his brother fucking shits on us all over the fucking internet saying that we are the worst podcast in the history of fucking podcasts, saying that Helen Keller could do better podcasts than us.
Is he the one that said he would rather listen to somebody with fucking cerebral palsy?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
All right. Well, here.
Which is himself, that dumb motherfucker.
We have an email from our prior guest, Chris Feehan. Okay? He sent it to Spiro. Spiro forwarded it to me, so I'm going to read it on air. Unless you want to read it, Spiro.
If you have it there, bro, do it because I have to look for it.
All right. Well, shout out to Chris first and foremost, man. Cool dude, friend of the show. He works very diligently with the 501st Legion, Empire City Garrison. So here we go. Spiro, I thought you might be interested in this for the NFO as it relates to the current COVID-19 situation. We are doing a virtual troop this Saturday to help raise funds for the Long Island Cares Food Bank. If you can mention it on the NFO podcast or pass this on to any other media outlets, it would be appreciated. Also, if you ever want me on again to talk about the Almond Jordan trip for Rise of Skywalker or anything else, please let me know. Listen, Listen, let me tell you something right now, Chris. You don't need an invitation. We give you open invitation and free reign to come on whenever you want. All you have to do is let us know, hey, I'm free this Tuesday. Can I come on? Absolutely. Whenever you want, brother. So if you're listening to this, come on whenever you want. You're more than welcome to.
Yo, maybe, Chris, maybe you can join us on Friday, man. Friday night.
Yeah, if you're free Friday night, you want to go over Clone Wars and shit on Ahsoka like we do, then fine. Here are the details regarding the 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison's virtual troop. The 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison will be hosting our first ever virtual troop on Saturday, April 4th, 2020. Oh, it's past.
Motherfucker.
I'm sorry, Chris. I just got this
Yo,
email.
but he just sent another email. I don't know if they're doing something else or if it's still in effect, because I know that they're trying to do some charity stuff. So
Okay, well, listen, guys. I'm going to read it anyway. Let's see what it says. April 4th, 2020 from 8 a.m., 8 p.m. on our ECG virtual troop Facebook page, created specifically for this purpose. With the current COVID-19 state of emergency, with all the charitable events we had scheduled have been canceled, and we are unable to help the charities we serve, a virtual troop would be a way for us to collectively suit up in our movie-accurate Star Wars costumes and have an event online that would help raise some funds for worthy organizations. For this event, we have chosen Long Island Cares. https://www.licares.org. Hashtag ECG Virtual Group. About the 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison. The 501st Legion is an all-volunteer worldwide organization formed for the express purpose of bringing together costume enthusiasts under a collective identity within which to operate. The Legion seeks to promote interest in Star Wars through the building and wearing of quality costumes, and to facilitate the use of these costumes for Star Wars-related events, as well as contributions to local communities through costume charities and volunteer work. We are known for representing bad guy characters like stormtroopers, clone troopers, bounty hunters, and Sith Lords. So they have people dressing up like Spiro. In the most accurate ways possible, we are officially recognized by Disney/Lucasfilm as their preferred costuming group. That's awesome. The Empire City Garrison is the local New York chapter of the 501st Legion. About Long Island Cares. The mission of Long Island Cares is to bring together all available resources for the benefit of the hungry and food insecure on Long Island, and provide the best of our ability for the humanitarian needs of the community. Long Island Cares relies on the generosity, strong support of the individuals, corporations, and foundations that make up our community. We are deeply grateful to the many who join with us and support our commitment to strengthen the future of our community by providing a healthier and more meaningful life to those among us in need. Our vision is a hunger-free Long Island. Now, here are the links. ECG Virtual Troop Facebook page, www.facebook.com/ECG Virtual Troop, VIRTUALTROOP, Virtual Troop. Fundraiser link, www.facebook.com/donate/226-983-218-662-627. Long Island Cares, www.licares.org. For more information, visit the 501st Legion's international site, www.501st.com. Empire City Garrison, New York chapter, www.501ecg.com. And Empire City Garrison on Facebook is www.facebook.com/Empire City Garrison. You can contact Chris Farron on his cell 743-0283. That's 516-743-0283. Or email him at CureMode, CUREMODE @CureMode.com. So it's CureMode at CureMode.com. We will put the links to everything in the description of this episode. So, with all that being said, sorry, Chris, that we got to this email late. But we will support you in anything that you and the 501st Garrison will do. Obviously, you're a good dude that does the right thing, and you're more than welcome to come on whenever you want. So,
Yo, man, Chris is an awesome guy, an outstanding guy. Does a lot for the people. Chris, I want to apologize, man. I dropped the ball on this. Things have been a little bit hectic here. I got the email to the boys a little bit late. But if there's anything that we could do from this point on, if there's anything that we could do right now, let us know, man. You're more than welcome. Like GGP said, man, to come on Friday. If you want to come on next week, just, just tell us, man. We will make it happen. Yo, by the way, I want to apologize to everybody out there. If you've been seeing a little afro popping in and out from the side, it's because my daughter's trying to do the run-in. She just wants to say hi to everybody. So say hi, hurry up, get it out of your system, and go to bed.
Hi.
All right, bye. Good night.
I want to say hi.
Your unicorn cannot talk. Go. Bye. All right. Moving on.
The Darth Lord of parenting.
Sith daycare, drop off your kids. Your younglings may not return. All right. Next email is from Todd Santiago, aka Whale's Vagina. Okay. Evacuate. In our moment of triumph, I think you overestimate their chances.
One of the greatest lines ever.
Well, hi, New Force Order. I think Director Krennic is a great Star Wars baddie, but versus Grand Moff Tarkin, sorry, not sorry. Tarkin is moreover with me. He became Grand Moff and pretty much Emperor Palpatine's right hand along with Vader. Speaking of which, pretty much outranked Vader in a sense in A New Hope. Also became Vader's friend. Tarkin was vicious and unrelenting, like Spiro. Tarkin all the way. Can't wait to watch the show this week. Stay safe and thank you guys. New Force Order for life.
Life.
Okay, our last email is from our first-time emailer, Tim Gilby. Hey, NFO guys, this week I'm picking Tarkin. Simple answer. Krennic looks like the guy that would be in the Star Wars knockoff porno replacing Tarkin. Was it just me, or did Sasha Banks' WrestleMania 36 outfit look like a take-off of the slave Princess Leia costume? Stay safe, guys, and huge thank you for the weekly entertainment. Yalla, NFO for life.
Life.
So I don't know about the outfit. I will have to take a second look at that.
No thanks.
But what do you mean no thanks?
You would it?
The match was the drizzling shits. Anyway.
Oh, I don't care about the match. He said the outfit. All right, so emails are done. Let's go around the horn. Doc, let's start with you since you're actually looking at the camera for fucking once.
I know my hands are hurting me right now. Goosh.
You don't use your hands; you use tweezers.
So I'm a big fan of Grand Moff Tarkin. Moff Tarkin. I think Peter Cushing was a great choice for that role. He is a very distinctive looking actor who has that classical style that really, commanded the presence, and he was a guy who you could believe was superior to Vader in the in the chain of command. Did he do a ton in that movie except deliver that line that you just said about the moment of triumph? Meh, he controlled Vader a little bit when he stopped him from choking Admiral Ozzel or wherever the fuck it was. Other than that, not a ton except get himself exploded. The movie Rogue One, Krennic was the big baddie in that movie. He was definitely put in his place by Tarkin when he took his Death Star, and like all good, politicians / higher ups, they always take credit for the work that the lower people do, which I feel you, brother. I feel you, Director Krennic. And it was kind of fucked up that he's the one who brought the Death Star to the Emperor as his base and took it from him. I really liked Krennic's arc in Rogue One. He was really highlighted a lot. It showed how fucked up he was when it came to the whole Galen Orso thing, when he shot his wife and he was looking to hunt down his kids, and how he continued and captured him and basically put him into indentured servitude. And I think Michelson is a really good actor. I'm gonna go with the unpopular opinion and say director Krennic.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but I'm gonna say this. Darth Vader respected the fuck out of Tarkin. Krennic, although most people will only remember him being treated like a bitch and brought to his knees by Vader, still he did like Doc said, man. He did show that he was a ruthless motherfucker. That he was, he was a lot better than people give him credit for. But at the end of the day, man, I gotta roll with fucking Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Think about this one fact: if Krennic would have brought the Death Star to the Emperor instead of to Tarkin, he would have probably taken Tarkin's spot on the roster.
Very true.
Maybe, but that's only good enough in horseshoes and hand grenades. So I'm picking Grand Moff Tarkin all day, every day, twice on Sunday. He was an amazing character. Peter Cushing did a phenomenal job to the point where they had to bring him out of being dead for Rogue One, and they did a great job with the technology they had at the time in order to translate it properly on film. Couple things people may or may not know. Originally, it was supposed to be Christopher Lee in that role, and he turned it down, gave it to his best friend, Peter Cushing. Second thing, Peter Cushing didn't like wearing those boots on screen, so he did the whole filming in slippers, which, if you're going to be a fucking Grand Moff of a fucking galactic battle station and you're walking around in slippers and you're still fucking able to blow up a planet, you are the fucking man.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Fun fact number 3, you missed one. Did you know that for Rogue One,
Revan was not canon? I know.
Did you guys know they actually had Peter Cushing this whole time frozen right next to fucking Walt Disney himself? They thought him out and brought him and put him in Rogue One.
Oh,
didn't know that? Did you?
Is that what our former producer Ray told you after he said he saw the movie but never watched it? Here's another.
I want to show you something funny. So that company that I talk about frequently, Left Coast Graphics, he does all like kind of the hand-drawn Star Wars stuff, like the old school Kenner figures. And he did this version of our buddy the Grand Muff wearing the slippers that you talked about with the socks all the way up.
That's
nice.
Dope.
Here's another fun fact. Originally, the reason, and this is reverse engineered, when they first came out, Grand Moff Tarkin, the reason why he was such a badass in Episode 4 and Vader was such limited, because Vader wasn't supposed to be Luke's father originally. Vader was just Vader. Originally, Anakin Skywalker was going to be dead and a separate character from Vader. And then along the way, its filming went along. George said, maybe I should make Vader his father. And lo and behold, we got what we got. So that's why it seems like he outranked Vader, because it wasn't in the cards for Vader to be the right-hand man of the Emperor all along. It was supposed to be Peter Cushing. And also there was an empty chair in the table where all the delegates met in the beginning, and he says, the Galactic Senate is no more. And everyone's speculating that empty chair is where Krennic was supposed to be sitting, because Krennic met his demise in Rogue One.
Interesting.
So, with all that being said, Moff's over for me, because at the end of the day, Moff looked at him, pulled the fucking prince and said, fuck your Death Star, Eddie Murphy. This is mine. And took that shit. Said, run your Death Star, fool.
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy. What did I say? Eddie Murphy? My bad. Rest in peace,
Rest
Charlie
in
Murphy.
peace. Yeah, exactly.
Rest in peace. Yes, sir.
So there you have it, folks. That's our Who's More Over segment. Now listen, we say this every week, and our 3 fans always write in, which is great, and we appreciate it. But we want you guys to write in when we do Who's More Over. But also, if you have an idea for who you want us to put on Who's More Over, let us know. We've done it in the past where we've taken the ideas of the fans and we incorporate it into the show. Because this show is by the fans, for the fans. We want it to be very interactive. And we want you guys to participate. So with that being said, send an email, you fucking idiots, to newforceorder@yahoo.com.
Nitwit.
newforceorder@yahoo.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving along very nicely, if you will. We do another segment called Sexy Time with Doc. It's about 3 seconds long, but it's a good one.
As it always is. This week on the Kama Sutra.
Oh, yeah.
All right, boys. Let's see here. Any particular page we want to hit tonight? Any number that tickles your fancy?
Have we done page 8?
Page 8, I think, is
Gary
not.
Carter.
It is, but it's not a page. It's the introduction.
Oh.
Oh. How about page 18?
Page 18. All right. Let's see here. Ooh.
Who's page 18? Who's 18? 18.
Boy,
Daryl
it's-
Strawberry.
Ruffy Nerf Herder. Okay, we haven't done this one. This is one that our buddy Mr. SN Herder Eric was talking about, that he used non-Star Wars figures for as well. So this one is called Bigger and Smellier on the Inside. As you can imagine, it includes the Tauntaun. It includes Luke Skywalker from Hoth with his lightsaber. It includes a Dalek from Doctor Who, a TARDIS from Doctor Who, Cyberman, whoever the fuck that is, and the 8th and 11th Doctors. So bigger and smellier on the inside. I'm going to face it over here. It's got Luke riding the Tauntaun, and apparently has both the Doctors coming out of the belly of the Tauntaun. It's got Cyberman humping the tail of the Tauntaun for some odd reason, and then a random TARDIS and a Dalek just sitting on the side.
A random what?
TARDIS.
The hell's a TARDIS?
TARDIS is the
time machine.
Time machine that looks like a phone booth, and the Dalek is the alien species that looks like Benoit balls that somebody shoved up their ass and the dildo. This one's not that great.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I don't know. This one doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Why they're bigger and smellier on the inside? I don't know. You know what? We're throwing that one out. We're picking another pick tonight. Instead of 18, we're gonna go 88.
88.
We'll jump in.
That's the year the Mets should have won, but they didn't. They lost to the Dodgers.
Okay. Here we go. This one's called Cantina Ugly.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Okay, it stars. There's a significant amount of participants in this one. It stars Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, Han Solo, Greedo, Ponda Baba, Dr. Evazan, Yarna Del Gargan, that's the four-titted broad from Jabba's palace, Aura Singh, Ula, Yaddle,
Jesus Christ.
Jabba the Hutt's dancers, which are known as Greta, Ristal, and Lin Mi. Lin Mi was the Asian one. That's fucked up.
Ristal was the pink one, right?
Ristal was the pink one. Yes, you were correct. And Greta was the Greedo one chick. So basically, it's all the homeboys at the Cantina Strip Club. Apparently, it looks like. And
Little Coyote Ugly, huh?
Coyote Ugly, exactly. So they're all on top of the bar. They're all dancing on top of the bar. On the corner over here, you got Aura Singh, who's shoving Ponda Baba's face into her titties, apparently, it looks like over there, which is cool. You got Lin Mi and Greedo making out in the corner, back over here, with Greedo cheering, doing a l'chaim to them. And apparently Yaddle's also getting busy over there, dancing in front of Han Solo.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You know, my Greedo joke, you prick?
Chewie's got
What
a
was it?
I said he probably shot first. Anyhow.
yeah.
Not
Good.
funny the second time around.
No, wasn't funny the first time around. I can do you. Chewie's got one arm around Luke, and the other arm looks like it's in front of him, like he's masturbating or something. I don't know. It's a
Yeah, he's doing what his uncle did at the Christmas special, watching
Yeah.
that Twilight dance.
exactly. So that's Cantina Ugly, much better than the page 18, which was kind of shitty in my opinion. That was the first one that we had that wasn't so great though.
Yeah. All right, let's hear a haiku, my friend. Let's hear
Haiku.
the poetic.
Oh, this actually works well for this last one as well. Yarner Dal Gargan, six-breasted palace dancer, Jabba's special gal.
It's very special.
Yeah, I guess Jabba himself had six tits too, so they were bonded in the Force. All right, that segment fell flat on his face. Okay, let's see here.
Thank
Speaking
God
of
for
flat on his face.
Tatooine.
Yeah, thank God. You got to revive. You got to revive yourself with this time.
I will. Don't worry, I will. So, it's time for ta
Toy.
ta ta
Ta.
toy ta
Ta.
toy
Toy.
ta toy. Okay, so let's talk Tatooine. I've got three things today, boys. All just came in.
Things.
All just came in from one of my favorite websites. All just came in from one of my favorite websites, HasbroPulse.com, which is where you get all the new Hasbro stuff. On time, they ship it fantastic, thank God. Unlike Amazon, who throws shit in bubble mailers and gets to be crushed and disgusting. One bonus thing we're going to do as well. So the bonus thing we're going to do is going to be the Remnant Stormtrooper. I opened one. I got a second one. I opened them up. He's from the Mandalorian. The shit-stained one. He's got all kind of like, dirt on him. Helmet doesn't come off, unfortunately. It's got the typical Imperial blaster, but it's the, battle-damaged, dirty, filthy, I'm on the sand planet one, which is not that bad. Okay. Thing number 2. Ugh. From the Mandalorian. This is going to be very Mandalorian heavy. They just released.
That's what she said.
Exactly. In 3 3/4 form, our girl, Cara Dune, on the old school vintage card, which makes it look like, we're back in the 80s and 70s buying action figures, which gives me lots of nostalgia.
How would Bib Fortuna introduce that figure to us?
Hey, this is my friend Cara Dune to see my master Jabba the Hutt. Hey, Jabba no bada. So Cara Dune. I like to say Cara because that's my daughter's name. Played by the ever lovely Gina Carano, who is getting thicker and thicker as the days go by, which I don't mind. Hips don't lie, baby. She's got her little comb over haircut over there. You could even see when you get really close, she's got her little beauty mark on the side of her face. Very screen accurate, which is good. I appreciate.
I thought it was a
screen accurate.
tattoo.
I think it's.
That's what I thought.
She had
She
a
has
rebel tattoo.
Is it a tattoo? She got a teardrop for all the bitches that she killed.
Probably.
Oh, it looks like a tattoo. Yeah, you're right. It looks like a rebel tattoo.
I'm always right. Ask my wife.
Yeah. She
You
comes
ask
with her.
mine, I'm never right.
She comes with her
same here.
little blaster. She comes with the heavy
Wait,
machine.
she comes
gun
with a little blaster?
all day long, baby. Just flick it a little bit, and she comes with that blaster all day. She's got the heavy duty machine gun and the blaster as well. I surmise this one's going to be a very difficult figure to find because the Black Series one of her was very difficult to find, hard to find on the shelves. I've only seen it once on the shelves, and this should be a very
question to ask you.
hard to acquire figure. Yes.
What's more probable, the fact that Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed her to the tigers, or that you're going to get that figure graded?
I am not going to get it graded.
Why?
I don't have I don't have very much of my vintage stuff graded. Just a couple of Boba Fett stuff and
Boba Fett, where?
It's too expensive to grade that thing. It's like $50 fucking bucks. They kill you when it comes to that.
Yeah,
shit.
but if that's hard to get, like you're saying it is, it's worth gangbusters.
Might be
Whatever.
worth it then, yeah.
See what happens.
You know what, Doc? I'm going to call a red flag on you right now. Brr!
You're willing to spend $1,700 on Sideshow collectible hot toys, but you complain about spending $50 to keep that thing sealed up in plastic so it doesn't get ruined?
It's
It
not
could be
just
worth more.
it's not just the money. It's
And
the
you didn't
space
bid on
it
the
takes
Boba
up.
Fett figure. You
Oh, that's
fake
probably-
fan, you.
It's the space it takes up. It's fucking it's like ridiculous. Anyway, speaking of one I may get graded. As you can imagine, if this is a Mandalorian heavy episode,
Is it an action figure of a tiger?
it's an action figure of that bitch Carol Baskin. No, indeed, it actually is our boy. Our boy,
Mando!
Mando.
What
It's
armor is
Mando.
that?
It's Mando. It's the first 15-minute Mando armor.
2-minute armor.
Yeah. Nothing is Beskar except the helmet, like it started. Because of course they're going to release another Mando, which is going to be the 98% Beskar Mando.
Do they have his name Din Djarin on there, or is it just Mandalorian?
As the Mandalorian, no Din Djarin. Nowhere in the package does it mention Din Djarin.
Jarn.
He comes with his handy dandy side piece, like I do all the time. And he comes with his electro pike blaster that he's used multiple times in the show. And again, like I said, it's the first 15-minute Mando, not the Beskar rest of the show Mando. Cool figure. I suspect this is going to be the most difficult one to get out of the line. It's going to be very hard to get. Sold out already on Hasbro Pulse. The second one up, I ordered it, which was good. Target's going to get them. Walmart's going to get them. Toys R Us is not. RIP. So you may get a shot there, but honestly, it's probably worth paying the premium on other stores because this one's going to be, especially if you want to keep it in good condition, it's going to be very, very difficult to get.
Let me ask you a question. Are you going to get that graded?
This one I may get graded. I want to get a second one so I could have an opener. So that may happen at some point. Hopefully, I'll have the Force will be with me on my travels, and I'll actually pick one up, which will be nice.
Listen, how many of those old vintage 3 3/4 do you have? All of them?
Oh, I have them all open. Yes, I have very few carded. Right behind me in that closet into that wall over there, there's about 10 of them that are in there that are carded, that are still on the cards. Mostly Return of the Jedi ones. But
Do you have a Chief Chirpa?
I have one of the two of the Ewoks. I don't. Maybe Chief Chirpa. Maybe Low Gray. Maybe I don't know.
What about
Anyway.
Skylo Low?
Never heard of him. Is that a stripper in the bearded clam?
I have no idea. You tell me.
Yeah.
You and Bit Fortuna painted the town red. Hey, Tatero, your father, no mother.
Me and the American tribe, we got to the bearded clam with Jabba credits. Anyway, last and not least is one of our boys. It is the Knight of
Oh,
Ren.
look at that. Nice.
The Knight of Ren. He doesn't get a name. He is just the Knight of
Did
Ren.
he give him a name?
And
He doesn't
I'm sure
deserve a name, bro.
He has a name. I've not recalled.
I know,
what their
but they haven't
names
said
are.
it. They didn't put it on the packaging.
Nope, it says Knight of Ren, just like the 3 3/4 figure that we saw says Knight of Ren. So I have a hard time believing that they're going to release more Knights of Ren when they're going to have to name them just the Knight of Ren, which makes no fucking sense. But I definitely would like a representation of all the Knights of Ren in action figure form. I just don't know how they're going to do it by them not naming them anything but the Knight of Ren, because that gets a little confusing. This one, if you look at the Funko Pop, is the Scythe Knight of Ren. It's got the hockey fucking mask, the hockey grill mask. Looks like we're going to do some burgers on there. He's got his scythe on the side over there. Comes with a gun. Over here? Over there. He's got a little bit of some dirt on his costume just to kind of give it a little bit of weathering. Like he was in some battles. He did more than fucking in the figure than he did actually in the movie. The scythe is kind of half size. It's not full size. It looks like it's a partial scythe if you look at it over there.
He's a grower, not a shower dog.
Exactly. He wasn't circumcised at birth, so he's all right. So this says Knight of Ren, an enclave of masked warriors wielding distinct weapons for ranged and close quarter combat. The Knights of Ren are elite, fearsome enforcers of Kylo Ren.
Really?
That's what it says. So again, very generic. I don't know why they decided not to at least give them like blaster rifle, arm cannon, a heavy blade, Benoit Ball, Knight of Ren. It makes no sense to me that they wouldn't do that so they could release more in the future. So to me, that says maybe they're not going to release many more of the Knights of Ren or any more of the Knights of Ren. just the 3 3/4 one we got, and this one, which would be very disturbing and annoying, because I'd like to see more of them. Anyway, questions, boys? Because that's Tatooine.
Oh man, good stuff. You should be more of a truer collector and put your shit graded. This way, when you have to sell it to pay for your daughter's wedding, you'd actually get top dollar.
Never.
No, it's impossible.
I'll let her get married at White Castle before I sell my fucking toys.
Hey, fun
I would
fact.
go.
I'd go too. I love White Castles.
Yeah.
But
It's delicious.
fun fact, on Valentine's Day, you have to book a reservation at White Castles. You cannot come and sit down and eat at any White Castles. It's their busiest day for some reason.
Fun fact number 2. My parents were featured on the fucking news about 5 years ago when they booked a date at White Castle on Valentine's Day.
That's
Because
awesome.
they were throwing it back to the first time they ever had dinner together in the 60s, which was, guess where?
White
At
Castle.
White Castle.
That's awesome.
How much was a burger back then? Like a nickel?
Yeah, probably. I'll send you guys the link. It's on YouTube. It's hilarious.
How long were you born after their first date?
The question you should ask me is, how long was I born after they got married? The answer? 9 months to the day.
Oh wow!
Wow, man.
Your dad
That's
got it in.
I was the Niagara Falls honeymoon baby.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Niagara Falls wasn't the only thing wet that night, huh? Goose, Papa Arroyo, all night long. All night long. Good for him. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have such an exciting, tremendous, incredible episode 7 of the New Force Order.
Agreed.
Well, boys and girls, that's our show. And we thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we're able to entertain you over the last 2 hours during these strange times that we're living in. And I hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. Hopefully, my partners in crime did. It's always good listening to Doc do Bib Fortuna. But we do want to thank you for giving us your ears and your time. We do appreciate it. We want you guys to incorporate yourselves more into the podcast. So please send us your emails to newforceorder.com. I'm sorry, newforceorder@yahoo.com. That's newforceorder@yahoo.com. Go to the website. Go buy yourself some merch, coffee mug, t-shirt, mankini, whatever, flamethrower. That's newforceorder.com. 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 Buy a shirt. So anyway, boys, let them know where they can find you guys at.
You find me at Dr. Destroyo on Instagram, Alex Arroyo on Facebook, Alex Arroyo MD on Twitter, and fighting the good fight against that bitch Carol Baskin in the ER every week.
You can find me on Instagram, Spiro_A. You can also find me under Darth_Spirit Handsome Reaper on Twitter, Handsome Reaper Productions on Facebook. Also on Facebook, Rational Rage. Look me up, like, follow, fucking whatever you want to do. Fucking shit on me, love me, fuck you.
I thought you were Greek, not German.
Nice.
Ich liebe das Scheiße. Not really.
Oh, by the way, you guys got to watch Jojo Rabbit. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Good.
Yeah. So you can follow me
I don't know why shit talk about made you think about that.
because it's about Nazi in Germany.
Oh God, okay.
Okay. I thought you knew that. You can find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook, Greek God Papadon on Instagram, Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon is my Pro Wrestling Tees store. You can go buy your GGP merch. You can also go to my YouTube page, Greek God Papadon, for all my matches and promos. You will not see me at any wrestling event coming up because coronavirus has jobbed out this world. So fuck you, coronavirus. But more importantly, tomorrow night, you can find me with the Conspiracy Horsemen on twitch.tv / Conspiracy Horsemen, where myself, Stevie Richards, Ben Hamin, Big Sal Graziano, 4 pro wrestlers who talk shop about conspiracy theories, always questioning the narrative, free thought, and enlightenment. But you can find the three of us at NFO_podcast on Twitter, New Force Order on Instagram, official New Force Order on Facebook. NewForceOrder.com is the website. And NewForceOrder@yahoo.com is the email. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for giving us your time and your ears. Hopefully everyone's feeling well and safe out there. This has been another exciting edition of the New Force Order.
For life.
And that's just too sweet. That bitch Carol Baskin.
Henceforth. Fuck that bitch, Carol Baskin.